At this point, Shaul gathers the nation for war much more easily. When we think of Yehuda being separate from the rest of Am Yisrael, we often think of the times of Rechavam, the son of Shlomo, and Dan. But this is clearly not the case. We've already seen throughout Yehoshua and certainly Shoftim how this divide already existed long before. I once raised the idea that perhaps from Tehillim we can already see a hint of this by Yetziat Mitzrayim, where it says, B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov mi Amloez, Hayta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamshotav. Why separate between them? But it could reflect more on the situation in the time that the Perek of Tehillim was written, rather than the time that the Perek is talking about. Either way, if that is the case, then maybe this divide dates back even earlier, all the way to the times of Yehuda ben Yaakov himself. Either way, we certainly see the Shoftim and throughout Sefer Shmuel that there's already some sense of a divide between Yehuda and pretty much everyone to the north. As such, it may surprise you that Yehuda is joining forces with Shaul. They know the Melucha should be Yehuda's, yet they join a king from Binyamin. This may not seem like a big deal to you, but I think that we'll see later on with regards to David that he probably would have thought otherwise. In this case, however, the surprising fact isn't that Yehuda joins Shaul, it's that Shaul joins Yehuda. Of course, Shaul is told by Shmuel to go fight Amalek, but this is an amazing opportunity for him as well. Amalek is on Yehuda's southern border. By coming to help them, he's bridging this rift and solidifying their joint effort and destiny. Where is this battle with Amalek taking place? Vayavo Shaul ad ir Amalek, vayarev banachal. So Shaul comes to the city of Amalek. We're going to have to ask what that means, the city of Amalek, and they're spread out in the river. But it says specifically the riverbed. It sounds like it's talking about a specific riverbed. Vayomer Shaul el hakeni. Shaul says to the Keni, Lechu suru radu mitoch Amaleki. We generally have a connection, a good relationship with the Keni, and so Shaul warns them to separate themselves from Amalek. Pen osifcha imo, otherwise they'll be connected together with them. Va'ata asita chesed im kol bnei Yisrael ba'alotam mitzrayim. But the Kenim, as opposed to Amalek, they had done chesed with us when we came out of Mitzrayim. Ve'asar Kenim mitoch Amalek, and so the Kenim separate themselves from Amalek. Vayach Shaul et Amalek mechavila bo'acha shur asher apnei Mitzrayim. And so Shaul attacks Amalek from Havilah towards Shur, which is to the east of Mitzrayim. This is interesting. They're all the way by Mitzrayim. On the one hand, it seems that Ir Amalek is talking about the city of El Arish, and the Nachal, or the Nachal, is Nachal El Arish, especially as it says that Shaul attacked them all the way towards Mitzrayim. But it also says that Shaul told the Kenim to separate themselves from Amalek, but they were mainly in the area of Arad. In addition, the Amalekim were nomads. What are they doing with the city at all? My understanding is that the Amalekim were probably doing quite well for themselves. As often happens when there's a weak central government, the nomads start creeping into the settled land and often throughout history start doing well and begin a process of becoming only semi-nomadic. And if it persists, they could end up settling entirely. We see this by Edom between Bayit Rishon and Sheni, by the Nabateans in late Bayit Sheni period, and perhaps you could, in a sense, even say by the Avos and Am Yisrael, and maybe even to some degree, the Bedouin of the Negev in modern times. If so, then maybe the Amalekim spread out throughout the area south of Yehuda all the way towards Arad, where the Keni were settled, and also developed some more permanent settlements in the area of El Arish. If this is the case, however, then this war, besides being of important moral and spiritual significance, could have huge political significance as well. Firstly, uniting with Yehuda and clearing the enemies from basically their entire southern border. And secondly, while I haven't seen or heard about anyone writing about this, if Shaul is in fact taking the area of El Arish at this point after kicking the Plishtim out of the mountains and gaining at least temporary independence from them, this battle has huge implications. The Plishtim are based in the southern coastal plain, and as we had mentioned, while their main goal with regards to us was to control and take advantage of us, there's no denying their strategic situation with regards to the international routes running through the territory under their control. If the Amalek city is really El Arish, what happens when Shaul circumvents the Plishtim and takes control over the connecting route to Mitzrayim from the west? The Plishtim at this point could have chosen a frontal attack on Shaul, but this would strengthen the bond between Shaul and Yehuda. Instead, They decide to try to drive a wedge between the two. If that succeeds, subsequently kicking Yehuda alone out of the area of El Arish shouldn't be too much of a problem. And so we move on to our next round against the Plishtim. Can you guess where the focus will be this time?